Pete Carroll out as Seahawks coach after 14 seasons.
Seattle. After 14 seasons, 10 playoff appearances and the franchise's lone Super Bowl championship, Pete Carroll is out as the Seattle Seahawks coach.
Team owner Jody Allen said in a statement Wednesday that the decision was made after thoughtful meetings and careful consideration for the best interest of the franchise. Carroll, whose Seahawks finished 9-8 and missed out on the playoffs for the second time in 3 seasons, will remain with the team in an unspecified advisory role. In an emotional farewell news conference Wednesday, Carroll, reading from a prepared statement, said he and ownership have mutually agreed to set a new course. However, he said he competed pretty hard to remain Seattle's coach and that he ultimately went along with their intentions. Carroll said his comments after the Seahawks season finale that he wanted to continue coaching the team were mutually agreed to set a new course.
"I want to make sure that that's clear as things have shifted so quickly in most people's perspective," Carroll said. "I want to make sure that that's clear as things have shifted so quickly in most people's perspective."
Asked if he'd entertain another head coaching job if the right opportunity arose, Carroll said he didn't know, adding that today is about today. Carroll said it has yet to be determined what his role as an advisor will entail, but that it will not include assisting general manager John Schneider in the search for his successor. "We're going to figure that out," he said of his advisor role. "We don't really know right now. But I'm grateful for the intention that the organization has to try to find something that makes sense. So we'll see. I don't know." The Seahawks are expected to be interested in, among others, Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn.
Quinn served as a Seahawks assistant from 2009 to 2010 and was their defensive coordinator from 2013 to 2014, when they won Super Bowl 48 and nearly repeated as champions the following year.
The Seahawks have no obvious head coaching candidates on their current staff.
Carroll's assistant coaches have been given permission to look for jobs elsewhere.
Pete is the winningest coach in Seahawks history, brought the city its first Super Bowl title, and created a tremendous impact over the past 14 years on the field and in the community, Allen said. Pete is the winningest coach in Seahawks history, brought the city its first Super Bowl title, and created a tremendous impact over the past 14 years on the field and in the community. After the Seahawks beat the Arizona Cardinals Sunday but missed out on a wild card berth, Carroll said he intended to return as Seattle's coach in 2024, a point he reiterated on his radio show the next morning. "I plan to be coaching this team," Carroll told Seattle Sports 710 AM. "I plan to be coaching this team." The Seahawks got off to a 5-2 start that briefly had them in first place in the NFC West, but a second-half skid doomed their playoff hopes. That stretch included their only 4-game losing streak of the Carroll era. Among those losses was a 31-13 blowout on Thanksgiving night at the hands of the division rival San Francisco 49ers, who have beaten the Seahawks 5 straight times, including in last season's wild-card round, by a combined score of 148-72. The Seahawks also lost 37-3 to the Baltimore Ravens in November, their second worst margin of defeat under Carroll. Over the last 14 seasons, the Seahawks' .606 winning percentage in regular season games ranks 6th best in the NFL. Their 10 playoff appearances include 5 NFC West titles, but they haven't advanced past the divisional round since the 2014 season and are 25-26 since 2021, with their only trip to the playoffs in that stretch ending with a wildcard loss. "We lost our edge really," Carroll said, "the edge to be great, which was really how we ran the football and how we played defense. It wasn't as good as it needed to be. You all get tired of me, thinking I'm 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You guys don't get it, and I'm sorry about that. But it's all part of the whole cycle of what you do when you put a football team together, and we weren't as clear in the last couple of years." Carroll's news conference had a celebratory feel. Music blared as he took the stage inside the auditorium at Seahawks headquarters. It was packed with team employees, including linebacker Bobby Wagner, quarterback Geno Smith and other players. Carroll, the only person who spoke, declined to elaborate on what led to Allen's decision after their end-of-season meetings. He said, "There's no doubt in my mind that the Seahawks were in position to take a step forward under his leadership."
"This isn't about me being the head coach," he said.
"It's about this organization being successful and being on course for the long haul of it as well.
I realize that.
I'm about as old as you can get in this business, and there's coming a time they've got to make some decisions.
So moving towards the future, if there's some way that I can add something to them down the road, we'll see what happens." Thanks for watching NY Sports News. Stay tuned for more updates.